The white light did not lead to a room. It led to a memory, or perhaps to a memory of a memory. A place older than my own life, yet familiar as the pulse beneath my ribs. I found myself standing on a cliff that overlooked a sea blacker than any night I had ever known. The wind pressed against me, insistent, not carrying scent or sound, but weight, a presence that seemed alive. Below, the water lay still, mourning, reflecting the sky's muted ashes. The horizon was jagged, fractured, remnants of cities and forests, ruined and crystallized like broken stars. Glass towers had crystallized into salt. Forests lay powdered. Leaves, brittle fragments of forgotten green. The earth itself had not burned. It had decayed quietly, slipped into a death of forgetting. And then I saw them, the architects. Not deities, not saviors, but human, more than human. Their faces were etched with exhaustion, not despair. Their eyes carried the weight of centuries of witnessing collapse. Famine, war, and the endless cycles of rebuilding and forgetting. Yet here they moved without panic. They did not rebuild walls or towers. They gathered memory itself. Vast vessels lay beneath the crust of the earth, holding what little remained of humanity, not bodies, but consciousness, preserved in suspended threads of thought. I saw hands clasping hands, hearts beating in synchrony, minds threading together in the loom. They were weaving not flesh, but possibility, encoding the past and the unfulfilled potential of the future. I watched a child clutch her mother as the sky dimmed to ember. Men planted trees whose leaves would never bloom. A scholar pressed his face to a sealed glass vault, memorizing the books that would never be read again. And the dreamers? They were led into chambers willingly, because the world had become too loud to hear, too fragmented to hold its shape, too numb to feel. They had chosen another path, to dream, and in dreaming to begin again. I staggered backward, overwhelmed. The memory, no, the vision, filled my lungs like smoke. My heartbeat sounded alien. A rhythm borrowed from someone else remembering for the first time. And then I saw her, the woman who had guided me here. They gave up everything, I whispered, my voice trembling. They didn't run, she said, her eyes steady, almost sorrowful. They hoped that in the dream someone would awaken. Someone would walk. Is that us? I asked. She smiled faintly, a smile both tender and hesitant. Maybe, or maybe, you're the first. Her words struck deeper than any ruin before me. Somewhere inside, a thread stirred, faint, insistent, recognition, ownership. I had been here before, not just here, in this moment, in this memory. I had helped build it. I had threaded the loom with the first strands of memory. I had chosen to enter, and I had forgotten. The fog of my absence lifted slowly. I remembered, hands weaving light and shadow into delicate patterns, voices whispering in a language older than the earth, the thrill of creation, the terror of responsibility. I remembered surrendering to the dreaming and a silent promise I had made that I would awaken when it was time. And now somehow I was one of them. I was an architect. The weight pressed against my chest like a tide. This memory demanded that I see, that I feel, that I understand the magnitude of what I had set in motion. The woman placed her hand on my arm, warm and grounding. You remember, she said softly. I do, I breathed. And in that recognition, I understood. I was not alone. Not in the dreaming, not in the loom, not in what was to come. And the loom waited, silent, patient, alive, because the remembering had begun.